This is Jerry. I will be showing you how to create a table in HTML. So we can say that tables, what are tables? So tables can be used for organizing data such as sports team rosters, schedules, money management logs, and a calendar. In general, tables are useful when you want to list several things in relation to each other. By example, we can say in this heading, let's say the leaderboard of a game. Okay, let's type leaderboard. And then to create a table, we use something called the table tag, like so. Table to define the table in HTML. And then we can have rows. Then we can have the table heading, which is TH, stands for the table heading of the tables. And then, so we want to have, okay, let's say player as one of the heading. And then score as the second heading. Then we can end it in this table row with a left angle bracket and a /tr with table row. And then underneath that row we'll have another row, table row, with some data called, and this is defined as left angle bracket TD, table data. And we can have the player's name. So when we have the row, we match the table data with its heading right underneath. So you can have a video game player name, maybe like you can call it Warrior 007. Then another table data to match the score. Let's see, I don't know, like 300. The player has 300 as a score. And we end it there. And know that you can have as many table headings as you want, table data, depending on what kind of data you're trying to display appropriately. And then you can add more table rows, maybe more players, as much as you want, like so. Then I just copy this, Control C, because it's going to be players and score all the same. So Control V. You can change this. Maybe this will be some kind of another name called maybe Riot Monster. And then maybe this Riot Monster has 1,000 points as a score. Then once you're finished with the table, you defined it as left angle bracket / table right here. and then the right angle bracket, like that, like so. So now we have a table, a very basic table laid out. And then note that the heading is text is green, the font size will be 30-point font. Then if we want to add, let's say, borders, make it, maybe stretch the table size a little bit, like make it a little bit more stretcher, more width, make the width of the table longer if we want. We can do that, like under the style text we say table, then we can have comma th, which is that table heading, table data. You can have, so border 2 pixels, solid blue. Then we can have the width, if we want, let's say 500 pixels as an option. When we set the width to 500 pixels, since table is the top layer element above table heading and table data, the table width gets affected only and nothing else. So like, okay, let's go and save it, go run, launch in Chrome. You can see at the leaderboard we set that to green, like we had for heading 1. The font size we set that to 30-point font. And as you can see, note that the table heading, the player, and the score are always going to be centered. The table data in here will always will be left justified by default. So, but you can always change the position inside the cells as you want, And then you see you got the border of the table, the border of the heading, and the table data. And the table itself is 500 pixels. So if you, let's go to inspect for a second. If you go up here, select table, you see it's 500 pixels. If I highlight it, you see the table is 500 pixels in width, and not the, like, table heading is 285 pixels. It doesn't get affected because the table only gets that because it's the top layer of the HTML hierarchy. But if you want the table heading and table data to be both 500 pixels, I mean, what you do is, you can, let's go back to, we can do, just get rid of the table in here and save, and we'll refresh. So you can see it's stretched out. So now table heading and table data cells are both 500 pixels each. So the entire table itself is about it's 1,000 stretched out. So specifically, as you can see, where if you go into the highlight the table heading, you see it's a 506 instead of 500. but the table heading is 500 as we set it in our code. And so if we go over to the right, if you look to the right, to the bottom right, you see there's a little box that has the lower bottom right corner. You see border highlighted in padding, and there's numbers around them, 2, 1, and 500. So the border width is 2 pixels from the left and the right, and padding as well from the left and the right is 1. So if we add them together, from the left of border and padding is 3, and from the right is also 3, so it becomes 6. So you add 6 to the 500 that we set for the content of table heading or table data for the for warrior and riot monster. So that's how they came up with a total of 506 in total size. And but you can always change the border and padding and set both to be 0, and it would just be 500. And also that also goes along with, as you see for table, the table element has a default value for border spacing of 2 pixels as well, and you can set that to 0 if you like, but the default for table is 2 pixels, and that's also included for the entire table. And so if we highlight the table, you see it says 1,118 as the total width of the table. And if you add, as you see, so one side of table heading or table data is 506 even. So 506 plus 506 is 1012, and now you get plus the border spacing, the vertical border spacing between the tape, one side of one column and another side of the second column is the border spacing, which is of 2 pixels. So 1012, like from 506 plus 506, and plus the 2, 1012 plus the 2 is 1014, and then you have another. So we need another 4 pixels to equal the 1018, and that's the table border spacing. But you can't see it, but it's actually there because we just had only the table heading and TD data to have a border, but the outer table itself don't have a border, just the inner elements, the TH and TD elements. But there's a border spacing outside the table heading and table data. So from both sides, from the left and the right. So it's 2 pixels from the left, another 2 pixels from the right, which is 4, and you add that 4 to the 1014, and that equals to the 1018 in total width of the table, actual table size. So yeah, there will be more on this, more on border spacing and other maybe other parts of the table elements, styling and so forth on tables in another video. So there you have it, basic table you can create. Thank you for watching. We have completed our lesson. You are welcome to subscribe, comment, and share. You may go to the discussion area for the requests about any web programming lessons or projects you would like me to show you.